My name is Niklas Ludwig. I'm 20 years old, currently living in Munich, and I'm pursuing my passion in triathlon. So an Ironman is swimming 3.8 kilometers, then biking 180 kilometers, and then finishing it off with a whole marathon of 42.105 kilometers. My biggest accomplishment was becoming the youngest Ironman in sub-10 hours on my 18th birthday. It was during COVID, the official race didn't happen, and so I organized my race myself, and it was my first big goal which I set for my career, and to not only achieve it but actually to do a time of 9 hours 11, so almost 50 minutes below my initial goal, was just incredible. I crossed the line and I just fell over the line, and it took a while, just like at the finish line laying there, when I actually recognized I did indeed break the record. I was just 45 seconds too slow in the marathon than I initially planned, and I went 9 hours 11 minutes, and then it was a really good feeling, but I was also damn tired. And after celebrating, we actually wanted to go do a proper celebrate in a beer garden. I just slept on the way there, and I slept for 12 hours straight. So on top we have the Athlete of the Year in my hometown in Freising. Won it in the year 2020, and it was definitely because of this race where I did my Ironman in 9 hours 11 minutes 29. That was the shoe I did it in. My next proud achievement was qualifying for the Ironman 70.3 World Championship in Lahti, which I did in Porridge. I became second place overall, and won my age group, which was an awesome race. My first time winning an Ironman 70.3 in the age group category. Down there we have like more of the early parts of the career. So usually I'd get up at around 5 o'clock and then have breakfast, and at around 6 o'clock I would have to leave because I bike to the Olympia Park. So we warm up a bit, and then we usually jump in the pool at around 7 o'clock, swim for 2 hours, something between 5 and 7-8 kilometers, and then I'd head back home with the bike, probably take a nap, and then after the nap I'd head out for the second session of the day. Usually it would be a run. Maybe I start the third session at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then it could be like another 2 hours bike ride, and that's usually the training day. Head to bed at 8 o'clock if I want to get up at 5. Initially, I actually did an education as a chef. As everything was closed due to COVID, I instantly went into unemployment, and that was like my first experience of actually being a professional triathlete. I wouldn't refer to the triathlon as being hard. It may actually sound weird because I'm doing so much training. Yeah, my favorite part is moving forward and performing well at races. I just love doing triathlon, and I would not want to do anything rather than that. In the race, running is the hardest just because it comes last. You know it's gonna be tough, and you just want to get through it, and it's as simple as that for me. Let's go! probably didn't have the youth a normal person would have, just because I was focused on the sport. Also now it's difficult to go out, and I definitely didn't choose like a really easy path, but for me that's a challenge, and a challenge I really want to do. I'm passionate about it, and I feel so much joy pursuing this that I don't feel like I have missed out on something. It's just I prioritize triathlon, and I'm comfortable doing this and pursuing this. I had quite a bad injury in 2022. I was coming out of a great training camp on Fuerteventura for 4 to 5 months, and I was really looking forward to the season, but then I was stopped because I had a bone injury in the hip. Couldn't race the first half of the season, which was terrible, and I definitely was in a low point during that time, like after 6 weeks when nothing healed up, and I just felt like I didn't really have a perspective. And to be at that low point has actually generated a lot of growth. You're probably wondering why I have an empty Red Bull can here, but this was a Red Bull can I got sent by the company, so it was like the first bit of sponsorship I got, and yeah, it just reminds me to work hard for the dreams. I definitely say it's hard to get sponsorship, especially early in your career, because you can't really offer a lot, but you still need like financial support. So you really need people who just believe in you. Like my brother is a big inspiration, my father is a big inspiration, my mother is a big inspiration, but obviously also like the great persons in sport, Jan Frodeno, Lionel Messi, Roger Federer. There are just so many amazing people, and they do different things amazingly. If I want to achieve the things I want to achieve in triathlon, I just have to invest all my time into it, and yeah, eat, sleep, train obviously, and repeat. Running was the first sport I got in, and just to pull out the shoes and go for a run is an amazing feeling of freedom. You also get that type of freedom when you are on the bike and you do like these crazy distances. I feel like 99% of the society would be able to do an Ironman, and yeah, to get started, just get out, train. Yeah, so if you want to do it, go for it. So my next main goal is to win the Ironman 70.3 World Championships. Overall in the amateur category, I would actually be the youngest person to do that. In 5 years I would like to race the PTO Tour, so I would want to be in the top 20 of the world in triathlon, obviously male category. That's where I see myself in 5 years. In 10 years it's difficult to say. Obviously continue to improve, but a lot of things could change in the sport. So my goal is simply to win the most important races in triathlon and put my stamp on the sport, but I don't know where I'll have to do that. When the time comes to shine, I'll shine at the most important races. There's one particular sponsor I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. Like, I fell in love with so many different sports, and I already said I have done everything, but I also was a fan of every sport, and I looked up to my heroes, the athletes who were extremely special, and they all had one thing in common. They were sponsored by Red Bull, and there would be nothing greater. Like, yeah, it would be one of my proudest accomplishments ever, and I don't know if a world championship title would actually be greater than that, just because I feel like this is my dream, and being a professional triathlete and being valued by the company Red Bull would mean so much to me. So that's the sponsor I've been dreaming of since getting into the sport, and it would be amazing if it turns into reality. My name is Niklas Ludwig and I want to become the youngest Ironman 70.3 world champion this year.